Brian David Marshall here in Minneapolis, Minnesota on the eve of Pro Tour 25th anniversary. And as we get set to embark on the second quarter century of Magic's history, 13-year-old Quinn Kiefer is getting ready to embark on his Pro Tour career. He's playing in his first Pro Tour this weekend, and he gets to play test with Team Channel Fireball and Team Ultra Pro to get ready for this event. Hall of Famers, great deck designers, tons of Pro Tour top 8 experience. Who wouldn't want to be in that room to get ready for their first Pro Tour? We caught up with Quinn Kiefer to find out about his preparation, and we talked to some of those players about their very first Pro Tour experiences.
I'm Quinn Kiefer, I'm 13 years old, and I'm going to my first Pro Tour, and I'm teaming with Marcos Paulo Freitas and Willie Adel. For the Pro Tour, I will be playing Standard, Willie will be playing Modern, and Marcos will be playing Legacy. When I was 5 years old, I learned really quickly how to play Magic so I could play with my older brothers, Jack and Lucas. Then we started going to F&Ms and things like that, and we started winning every one of those. We got tickets to Vancouver to go to our first GP when I was 8 years old, and it was such a big deal and it was so fun. We didn't do very well, but that got us on track to realize that we were pretty good at the game and we could start doing this.
My first Pro Tour was Pro Tour San Diego 2010. I had qualified via Magic Online Pro Tour qualifier, but then I won Grand Prix Oakland with Elves. And I was really fortunate to know a lot of the Bay Area guys like Luis Scott Vargas, Josh Utter-Layton. So I was on the best testing team at the time. Got to watch Luis Scott Vargas go 16-0. Being on a team and watching your friends succeed and stuff like that, it makes it okay to not do well at tournaments. That's what makes it great.
My first Pro Tour was Pro Tour Hollywood. I remember playing against Paulo, Finkel, and Heasy. Ended up going 4-4, which was not enough to make day 2 back then. So yeah, it was a great experience getting to play against some of the best of all time.
My first Pro Tour was Pro Tour Los Angeles 1999, I believe. I was 15 at the time, and I turned 16 day 1 of the Pro Tour actually. So it was it was on my 16th birthday, and yeah, it was on the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California, and yeah, the event, it was the best venue I've ever played a Pro Tour at.
It was Pro Tour Consvatark here. It was in Hawaii, so it was like a great venue for my first Pro Tour. And I also did the best at that Pro Tour than I've ever done at any Pro Tour since. So I had a healthy dose of beginner's luck. I went 11-5, and then it put me in a really good spot to be in the running for the Rookie of the Year race, because it was the first Pro Tour of the year. I eventually lost the Rookie of the Year race to Justin, who's also here, so now I have a grudge with him.
My first Pro Tour happened to be the highlight of my Magic career. It was Modern, and I was playing the best deck in the format. I was one of very few people who was playing that deck. My goal was to day 2. If I day 2, that would be great. But then all of a sudden I'm playing win it in, it's a win it in for the top 8. Very unexpected, but awesome. I ended up getting second in that tournament. Massive overperformance, obviously, for a first Pro Tour. Haven't done that well again.
Before I qualified for my first Pro Tour, I'd been playing Magic for close to 13 years. Tried to qualify a lot in high school, took kind of a break when I went to college, and then qualified shortly after I graduated college when I moved to Madison, and so then I qualified for first Honolulu in 2006. Whatever number of rounds you can lose and still technically be in contention, I lost that many and then dropped because I thought that I was not in contention anymore.
So I started playing Magic when I was 3-ish, but then I didn't play any competitive Magic until I started college, so until I was like 19, 20. And then I qualified for my first Pro Tour. It actually overlapped with what would have been my college graduation ceremony that I chose not to attend to instead go play in my first Pro Tour in Nagoya, 2011. Crashed and burned on day 2 after starting, I think I started either 9-2 or 8-2. So I was feeling on top of the world after day 1, 6-2, won my first 2 rounds of draft, and then I think I lost my next 6 rounds. And I felt pretty devastated, and it was a real back down to earth kind of moment.
My first Pro Tour was Worlds in Berlin, 2003, and it was the first time I actually ever left the country. I was pretty young. I top 64'd. I beat Darwin Castle, for example, whom I knew from coverage and whatnot. I played against Dirk Babarovsky in that tournament too, against Gabriel Caligaris from Argentina, and he was playing the Mind's Desire deck, which was the breakout deck of the tournament for the extended portion. And then in the 3rd game of the match, he comboed me out, and then he brain freeze me at 3 life, and then he milled my entire library, and I flashed back 4 Lavadars to kill him. So that was how I cashed my first PT.
I wanted to be the youngest player to top 8 a Pro Tour. It's a big goal to get to, I only have 2 more years.